Welcome back to another episode of the series Teching You Out here on my channel. This is a series that I teach entrepreneurs how to use tech to elevate their business. Today we're not going to do a walkthrough or a tutorial on the tech system. I'm actually going to show you what I use Notion for. So this video is going to be all about my Notion setup, specifically my life dashboard. Now, as you all know, or you have come to know, that I am a big, huge advocate for Trello. So I use Trello for almost all of my business, actually pretty much all of my business. But Notion, when I did hear about it and the way it links to different things, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like, it has changed just kind of how I process and organize everything in my life. And part of my life is my business, but it doesn't house all the moving parts like Trello does of my business. It houses more of like a database, like a log, like a, I don't know what to call it, but that's kind of the idea I get from it. So my goals, the projects that I want to tackle, where I'm at those projects, and things like that. My master to-do list is in here, which is the GTD method, which is get things done method. I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video, only because I don't have the vast knowledge of Notion as of yet. I will link the videos that I use to help me create my master to-do list so that you're able to do it yourself. So I just kind of wanted to walk you through what my setup, what my dashboard looks like, to maybe help inspire you to get your own life dashboard up and running. So let's get into it. So this is my Notion setup. Now mine is called Life Dashboard. What's cool about Notion is that you can add images, so you can change your cover image. I created this using Canva, one of my favorite platforms, for anything design related and to pretty much run my business. But we're not talking about Canva in this video. So this is my life dashboard. So what I have is clearly need to change it from March to May, but we'll go ahead and change that. What I have is kind of like every month I come in here and upgrade this, obviously, to the month we're in and to the current goals that I have. I have a goals for the entire year, and then I just have a life goal section. I have a business section, which all related to anything for my business. And then I have just an overview of my reading directory, my wish list, anything I want to buy, gift guide, watch list, which is like all the shows, quick note, a master to-do list, and just like the personal growth section, which, to be honest, I haven't really used that much. It is a night routine, habit tracker, morning routine, only because I use an app on my phone called Productivity to do this. So I don't tend to use any of this. Now, this is a template that I got from another creator, that she had this information. So this is, once you download the template from someone, it's totally customizable to make it your own and remove things that you don't want to use. And then I have anything business manager or any projects that I have coming up from my business. So I did do a Trello course, so all the moving pieces of that course were in this section. So now, like I said, this is my life dashboard. So I'm going to show you each template individually so you can see what it kind of looks like. So for example, for my goals in 2021, one of them is going to Jamaica. So I just named it Jamaica, changed the backgrounds. I did I really pretty much have everything here. So I have the name of the hotel, when I'm departing, where it's, what airport I'm going to from MCO to Montego Bay, the returning flight, the flight information, the URL for the hotel. Here's a little travel planner as well that you can go in and see just everything that you kind of want to plan out for the day. I'm going to put in what we're doing every day that we are there, so I have it nice and neat. And all of this is accessible through your phone as well, so that's pretty neat. So you can input all your information, your hotel, a packing list, which is pretty helpful when you are, again, packing for that trip, to make sure that you have everything that you're going to need. Again, this is a template that I found with all of these moving pieces already in here, but you can remove, delete as you see fit if some of these things are not for you. And then I'm going to go back to the main life dashboard. I have again, all of these are my goals for 2021, but here are my business goals. So I have a content planning page, which looks like this. I use this mostly, I do all of my content planning in Trello, but I use this mostly for repurposing purposes. So what I do here is I make sure that whatever piece of content I do gets recycled or repurposed into these different moving things for my business. So they get repurposed into IG posts, into an IG story, into a newsletter, into a Reels, audiogram, Pinterest, blog post. So when I look in here, I'm basically gonna know when I look in here that for this video, this is a video icon, this is a podcast or microphone icon, a podcast icon. So I know that for this video, it's going to be a tech video. The content type is video. The platform is going to be obviously YouTube. Here are my SEO. Whenever I do the research for SEO before I publish anything, the published date, when it got published. But this is what I want to repurpose every single piece of content out of this one video. So if I had this as an IG post, this title will show up here. And then if it's a newsletter, as you can see, it is season 3, episode 1. And it's here because I still haven't put it on my newsletter. I still need to create an IG story. I still need to create a reel, an audiogram. Well, no, I did an audiogram already. So what I do is just remove it. Once I'm done, I switch this from scheduled to published. I will need to create a Pinterest and I will need to create a blog post. So depending on what I need to create, they will show up in all these moving parts. And I can see when I'm starting to create my content for the week, I sit here and still see and can see visually what needs to be done for each piece of anchor content. So that is that. And then once we go over to back to the life dashboard, I have a business calendar, which ties in only to if I'm doing like a big project like a course, I'll have the calendar there. But what I wanted to show you was a reading directory, which I think is pretty cool. Again, this template was already pre-done by someone else. I just copied and am using it to house my information, basically. So what's really cool about this is that you put in your book title, the author, what status you're at, if you're reading, if you read it, if you want to add in rating, date started, date finished, your format, genres, etc. Right? How many pages, blah, blah, blah. Do you own it? Did you, if it's yours, check it. If you borrowed it, obviously don't check it. If you have any links that go with it, and so forth. And then so here would be all the books that I want to read. So there's 2 different tables, if you will. One is the bookshelf, something that you already have, and another one is one to read. So you want to read if you come across a book that seems good, but you don't want to forget what it is, you can put it here. You can add a cover if you want, and so that when you're about to purchase it, you'll know what the cover looks like. You can put the link to where you can find the book or where you can purchase the book. So you'll click on it and it'll take you directly to whatever website you put on it. Now let's go back to the life dashboard and let's take a look at the wish list. So the wish list is basically anything that you want to buy that you don't need. So this is what I use my wish list for. So none of these things are important things, right? I don't need an Apple computer right now. I don't need a Louis Vuitton candle, but I would like to have it. So again, this is a wish list. But what I like to do, or what I did, was I wanted to have a reason why I wanted these things, right? So why do I want it? Even though it's something that I can afford, I don't really need to give anyone any reasons, but for myself, I'm like, okay, you want a Louis Vuitton candle. Why do you want it? As you can see, I haven't justified any reasons of why I want a $190 candle. So I haven't written anything in there. And this also allows me to see what I'm spending my money on and what I'm really considering getting, for me, I just think it really puts it in perspective when you're spending your money. For example, my Apple computer, yes, it's about $2,000, but why do I want it? It's to step up my design business. Again, this is in the want list because I don't necessarily need it. I have a perfectly good working computer now, so I don't need it. But I did write a reason why I would step on my design business with it. So that would be a reason. Let's go back to the life dashboard, and I'm going to show you now what the needs, anything that I do need, why is it here? So here is what I do need, right? So I put in an iPhone standing ring light, which actually I already purchased, so I'll check that off. And here is, am I saving for it, right? Is the saving started or is the saving completed? I use what are called slush funds, or I break down. I think that's what they're called. I think I keep saying it wrong, but I basically break up whenever I want something. I basically save money for it. I know as frivolous as $20. I understand, but it's just the way I work. So I'll save up for it, and then once I have the money completed, then I'll buy it. If it's not, pretty much if it's not in my budget is what I mean. If it's not in my budget, I won't necessarily purchase it. And so in here, I do the same thing. Why do I need it, right? So since this is a needs pile, why do I need it? The other one was a wish list. So the other one said, why do I want it? So why do I need it? I'll give the reason here, and I'll check the box once I know that it's purchased. So for this iPhone stand and ring light, I've already purchased this. So I'm going to go ahead and click the purchase, and it's highlighted. I can even set this up to filter out whenever something's purchased to disappear from the list. But I kind of want to have it as a way to just see the things I have purchased. But if you wanted to filter, you would just go into filter, add a filter, and then you would filter by anything that's not checked. You can leave here. So once you click the check, it disappears. So that is the buys and needs. And I'm going to go down over to our gift guide, which works in the exact same way as the wish list and buys list. And I'm going to go show you real quick what that looks like. Now this is set up like a Trello board. So this is in board view. So if you add something here, you can kind of move it along. I haven't really used this much because I haven't been in the gift buying sector of life at this point. That usually comes towards the end of the year. And I haven't really been around people to kind of know what they would want. So it's been very gift cardy over here on this end. Not sure about you guys, but it's been a very gift cards kind of moment for the past year and a half. So the night routine as well is, these are like habit trackers, if you will. So when the person set this up, they put in what you're going to do at night and how long it should take you. And then what you're going to do in the morning, and the same thing, how long it will take you. So to kind of help you set up your morning and night routines, and then like a habit tracker. So in each time you come in here, you write the date here, and then you check if you've done any of these. So for example, I'm going to add in, let's do today's date. Let's see, 5/11. Right? So I'm going to add the date. So now all of the little check boxes, they populate. So let's say today I made the bed, I did my morning routine, 9-time routine, I scripted, I worked out, I journaled, took my vitamins, drank my 64 ounces of water, brushed teeth at night. That's it. That's how, and then it actually, tracks how many days you've done your routine. Again, this is not something I do here. I actually do this on an app, just because it's a lot easier for me to pick up my phone versus to open up this application. But if it works for you, that's something that you can definitely do for yourself. Okay, so now I want to show you my master to-do list, which is kind of like, well, before I get into that, let me show you what Wouldn't It Be Cool looks like. It's just pretty much everything. Anytime I need to create a quick note or something that I kind of think in my head while I'm watching something, or an idea pops into my head. I don't use this one too much as well, only because I use Google Keep or my phone's note app. just because it's easier that way. I do like Google Keep better because I can open up the computer and it's there for me. At this time, I don't have an Apple to kind of sync between applications, so I use Google Keep for it. Plus, it also transcribes my notes, which is pretty cool. If you don't know about Google Keep, you can watch a few videos back on the Tech and You Out series that I touched on how to use Google Keep. So this is my master to-do list. And again, this is part of the GTD method, or the Get Things Done method. And so, with the Get Things Done method, they actually section things off: high priority, low priority, low energy, high energy type of task. And so I don't do necessarily high energy, but I do high priority, low priority type task. And so I've taken my to-do list and broken them down into different sections. So this section right here is my inbox. So anything that I have to do, you know how you create your list on paper? So anything that I have to do, I kind of just jotted in here, right? So let's say I do record tech video, right? And so I'll jot down, let me see, get groceries, buy dishes. I don't know. I'm just writing things just for the sake of the video. So now, once you've brain dumped everything that you want to do, I usually do this once a week, of course. Once you've brain dumped everything that you kind of need to do, either for the week, you could do this by day, it's up to you. I'll just brain dump it all. And once I have it, then I'll start filling out these pieces of information. Now I need to know, it says context. So my context is what category does it fall under? So for recording a tech video, this is going to be for YouTube, right? Due date, I do my tech videos every Tuesday. So I'm going to want to record usually the weekend before. So let's just say May 15th. I'll do the due date. This a high priority for me. It kind of is because it relates to my business. Now we want to relate this back to a database. So we're going to relate this back to YouTube database. And so now it has moved it from here, from the top, and it's actually placed it in its correct area, which is, it's not going to be due today because it's not due May 11th, but it's due this week. So it actually moved it down to due this week. And so once I've looked at what's coming up or due this week, if let's just say everything that's done today and I'll do today, but if I have time and I finish one of these, I can just go ahead and check it off and it disappears. For example, recording tech video, even though it's May 15th, I'm recording one now. And again, this is for the sake of the video. So I'm just going to go ahead and what I like to do is I like to guesstimate how long things take. So recording a video usually takes me about 50 minutes. So I'll just do that. And once I'm done with this section, I'll hit done and you'll see it disappear. Saw that? And so now upcoming for next week and on after May 15th is only this. But for today, I'll still have this. And then if I go back up to my inbox, I still got a few things that I haven't set a due date for. Okay, so now if I did, my get groceries would be my home, because it's not personal, it's for the house. I want to do this due date on the 20th. I have high priority and I'll relate this to home, right? So what's going to happen is going to show up in mi casa, which is my home in Spanish. So it'll show up here, even though it's May 20th, right? It's not right now, but it's May 20th. It won't show up in due today, and it won't show up in due this week because it's not due this week, but it will show up in upcoming. So I can see again, kind of what's happening after the 15th. This is a filter, which you can change and add to however you want. So you want to filter our due date is after tomorrow, because I don't want to see anything in this list that's due today, obviously. Usually I don't have anything that's due this week in here. But sometimes I kind of flip flop on how I want this to look, but you can change it to the due date is after today, tomorrow, yesterday, 1 week ago, 1 week from now, 1 month ago, 1 month from now, or exact date. And then I'll have where all task contains and where check is blank. So there's so many different things that you can filter out, but basically this is my get things done master to-do list. I come here every single morning or week and I input everything that I need to do for that week. If something comes up during that same day, I go on my phone and add it on my phone, and it shows up on either Spaces, obviously, because it is a application that you can go into. But this helps me get so much organized. So I kind of wanted to give you the overview of how I'm using this. I do want to later, I wanted to show you this life in Europe, which I think is pretty cool. It's kind of just like the Jamaica thing, but this would be how I would set up my future life goal, I guess, when I'm going to start living in Europe. And I'll add in places to live, the research, all of that stuff. I'll add it to this section, so it's in my life dashboard for now. And then my budget, I've been playing with it as well. I haven't had it to a specific science, which this is why I have abandoned it in a way. But it shows the expenses for, look, this is in April. That's why I haven't done anything. And I've been really just trying to play with it. When I do have a better understanding of how to use the budget section of Notion, then I will definitely make a video about it. And I want to upgrade a lot of these things in here. Kind of like the personal growth, I don't use it much, so I want to change that out. So I'm really, really just in the starting stages of Notion. I don't consider myself an expert by any means, and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can through videos and courses and things like that to kind of get a better understanding of how Notion works. This is another template that I found to create a course. It actually has like you can write in all the curriculum names, whether you scripted them, you have your A roll, your B roll, you edit. It comes with a calendar as well that you can see what's due when from the dates that you've put up here as far as tasks. I actually ended up moving over to Trello for this, which was a much better thing for me because I was able to input my links. Visually, it was just easier for me. I'm a very visual person, so it just gave me a lot more leeway on that. But again, I want to update everything that I got going on with this life dashboard and make it even better for you guys. So as you can see, guys, I'm not too knowledgeable on Notion. I set it up as much as I could with the things that I knew and kind of what I wanted to do, and that works for me now. And I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out all the moving parts of Notion and try to really get it to work for me. And I want to bring that information to you guys once I'm up, but I did just want to share what my life dashboard looks like, so that if it inspires you to use it and come up with your own system, you can go ahead and do so. If you came up with something amazing, or you found a template that you see that works even a whole lot better than mine, please go ahead and share it with me. Leave it in the comments below, or go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Miss Chloe George. I'll leave the handle up here, and I'll see you next week for another series, another video of checking you out.